All right, we're going to start today's program with a little free advertising. These companies can thank me later. No need for commercials when you can just advertise through Sweetfish Plays. But our snack of the day today is going to be Hershey's Popped Mix Cookies and Cream. It's the thing that, although it may not seem like it, you've been missing it your entire life. Didn't even know it. It will be a life-changing revolution. I implore you to pause this video, emphasis on pause. Get out into the fresh air of our little mini apocalypse and purchase a great bag of Hershey's Popped Mix Cookies and Cream. And we're even going to take things a step further. You thought I was done there, but I'm not. The meal of the day is Giuseppe Mini Pizzas. Two reasons. A, it's the best pizza in the frozen pizza aisle. And B, they're mini pizzas. Enough said. Primarily I'm just trying to win an award for the strangest intro out there. I know that award must exist somewhere, but I promise you I will achieve this goal. And also, Tetley Orange Pekoe tea, because why the hell not? Do fish even drink tea? That's the real question. That's the real mystery here. Put that one in your pipe and smoke it, kids. It is a real tasty delight, though. High tea time at the Sweetfish house. All right, we actually got some unique and exciting activities to dive into here. You can kind of feel the story winding down a little bit here in the epilogue. It's been a long time already, but it's been a great time with John Marston so far. I very much enjoyed my time to this point, but there are still some extras that we missed throughout the game that I want to cover. If there's anything else that you think I should cover before I pull the plug, definitely give me a holler in the comments below and let me know so that we can take care of that before all is said and done. We've done a lot. We've seen a lot. We've had a lot of random encounters. But like I said, there are still a few things that I would like to accomplish, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to go into this uncle mission here until we've taken care of this stuff. I have a feeling that this is not the last mission, but definitely one of the last few missions. Now that we have actually built our little cabin at Beecher's Hope, I imagine things will kind of fizzle out fairly soon. First and foremost, about 2 videos ago, we stumbled across an old hermit. There was an area of the map. Was it up here? No, it might have been even further up. This must have been it right up here. It was still clouded over. I had never really explored it, so I went up there and I found an old female hermit living up there. And I recovered a piece of a torn treasure map from that location. Treasure maps is an area that I haven't really explored too much in this game. Very early on in the game, I think we came across, I think it was the Jack Hall Gang treasure map. I think that's the start of a stranger mission series of missions. And I messed around with it, thought about it for a little bit, but never really looked into it a whole lot. So I thought that this Torn treasure map would be a good place to start, just to kind of get an idea of how the treasure maps work in Red Dead 2 and what kind of reward we might be able to yield from it. This is obviously not representative of each of the treasure maps. I do recognize that they'll be unique in their rewards and how they run. Each one is probably a little bit unique from the next. But I think this is a good place to start to get our feet wet with the treasure maps. So there's only one more piece of the map that we're missing. There's only Torn Treasure Map 1 and Torn Treasure Map 2. So Torn Treasure Map 2, let's say, is just up here. I think it's going to be this building right here, just north of Annesburg, so pretty far from us. Turns out those videos that we did to see the graves was not the last time that I would be riding out east again. But there's a male hermit that lives at this location, and he'll have the other piece of the Torn Treasure Map. We can put it together. I did cheat a little bit. I've been tipped off on the location of the actual treasure. It is in the New Austin region. So that'll actually give us a little bit of a chance to explore New Austin as well. On my way up to Annesburg, though, to the location just due north of Annesburg, we're going to pretend here that John has heard rumors of a serial killer on the loose. And we are going to explore some crime scenes coming up here. Definitely viewer discretion on this one. I have a feeling that they'll probably be pretty gruesome, but there are 3 different unique murder scenes that we're going to go visit, and ultimately we're going to try and put the pieces of this crime puzzle together. And we'll see kind of where this takes me. This is part of a different set of Stranger missions called American Dream. That's the name of the Stranger mission, the set of Stranger missions, and it revolves around this serial killer. So, like most Stranger missions in the game, over the course of the game, they just kind of appear on your map, particularly if you're in a certain radius of the mission. But this particular mission doesn't activate. You won't see any icons on the map until you've actually investigated all 3 of the murder scenes. So we're going to try and hit them all on the way up here to Annesburg, or the majority of them, and then kind of go from there. So not really sure where to start here. I don't know if there's a specific order in which you have to see these murder scenes. Apparently the sheriff and Valentine can get you started on the missions. I don't remember him ever mentioning anything to us. Actually, as a matter of fact, the first scene is right up here by Wallace Station. So let's head there first. Sorry, my dude. Between this murder mystery and the treasure maps, we're definitely in for some never before done
Here we go, boy.
type content here. There will be definitely no recycled content in this one, a la bounty posters and stuff like that. So we're actually exiting Strawberry the wrong way. What else is new? I'm going to set my course for Wallace Station, right about here. Turn around. I do have them on my computer here in front of me, the exact locations. I had to read before I started streaming, so hopefully I can remember the general locations. It's funny because, I mean, I did do some exploring throughout the game. Like, we found some somewhat secret areas and stuff like that, I guess. But I can't remember ever coming across or hearing about a series of murders. Hershey's Pop Mix time, I'm telling you. Go buy a bag. It is sad, of course, that our time with Red Dead 2 is ending, but I assure you that I do plan on continuing to stream for the foreseeable future anyways, and there's a handful of games I can think of right off the top of my head that, you know, either came out shortly before this game or after this game that have come out all while we've been playing it, that I've not been able to cover because we've been so involved in Red Dead. It's been the only game that I've streamed now for over a year, aside from a little bit of the sports games that I do, really. I do gaming on. I do some gaming. I do gaming on obviously my Nintendo consoles as well, but I don't stream those. So this has been my streaming life now for over a year. I've really tried to enjoy the world that Rockstar has laid out for us with Red Dead 2. Try and make the most of it. There's so much to do in this game, and it is a game that should kind of take you a while to complete. Even the oddities alone is really enough content to keep you satisfied with this game. All of the oddities and quirks that it has. Or there's obviously some feral animals, some not so nice animals in this area, so we're gonna have to be careful. I didn't get an eye on anything, so
head up.
Hard to say. This is Wallace Station, which is your typical train station. As it's approaching night, we might want to set up a camp and maybe wait for the daytime. But the first murder scene is supposedly due southwest of Wallace Station. So, I mean, to be honest with you, we should be in the right area here. Let's follow this river down a little bit further and see what we come across. Hopefully this is not something that I get stuck on actually trying to find the location. Hopefully this won't be like our time trying to find Tilly. I really do apologize if you're still traumatized from that period of time in our stream. It was truly a horrendous situation. It's going to be obviously quite hard to locate
Easy there.
the murder scene at night. It could be on the other side there as well. Okay, this is interesting. There is a corpse listed on my map just to the west of me. There's only the one X there. I don't think it's an animal corpse because I think it tells you if it is. I think it's obviously a human, so that's definitely a place that I should check out. I'm not quite sure what the best way is to get to the other side of this river. So it's telling me to take the road. That's obviously the best plan here. I think. Play it safe. Whoa. I feel like I'm playing through Twilight or something like that. Like Robert Pattinson is gonna jump out of from behind a tree and try and bite me or something. Boy, what a real twist that would be. I bet you wouldn't see that one coming. I wouldn't put it past Rockstar either. I've heard rumors of a vampire actually existing in this game. That's something that's a little Easter egg I wouldn't mind exploring a little bit more if anybody has more information on that. Or the ghost. in Blue Water Marsh. We talked a little bit about that in some streams that I did around the time we were down in Saint Denis. Christ, we spent a lot of time down there.
Slow now.
Oh, I reckon too little's better than too much, right?
Is that what you say to your wife?
Why'd you not think on this before, huh?
I'll tell you, these newfangled safes. It's the only way.
Yeah. Let's get this done, huh?
Two dorkwads here trying to open a safe.
For the honors.
Oh, no. That's your baby.
This'll be trick.
Guess I spooked him.
Oh my goodness
Goddamn idiots.
gracious.
Well, their risk, my reward.
Yeah, exactly. Their risk, my reward. Holy God, that scared the living daylights out of me. I'm gonna do my best to not highlight the fact that this gentleman is missing both feet and a very good portion of his left leg and left hand. I don't even know where the other guy is. Oh, he blew up way back here. It blew his head right off. Lovely. So it looks like we got some nice goodies from them. I'm sure some people heard that explosion, so we're gonna want to get out of here ASAP. But there's $20. There's another $20. That's all that was in the safe. These guys just lost their lives. And actually a lot more than that for a lousy $40. It doesn't even end up going in their pocket, it goes in mine. This is why I like exploring these random encounters. Especially if it's one like that where it's kind of unique. I don't remember coming across guys like that before. Holy Christ, you just never know what you're going to stumble upon. It's like that website from 10 years ago that tried to be something called Stumble Upon. Just never know what you're gonna stumble upon. Like the ultimate nostalgia king. I can take you way back. What year do you want to go to? 2004? A little Zoe 101. Even further? Backstreet Boys? S Club 7? Oh, now we're going back. There's probably some people. Oh, Christ. Not this
Easy
90s
now.
kid again. Doing a little off-roading here with Clutch. Clutch is a little hesitant to check out this area. So we're going to pretend that John has just somehow heard about these murders. I'm sure we read about something like that in the newspaper. And he took it upon himself to try and investigate. Those are some, they look like ravens or vultures. Oh my God. So it's a severed head with some sort of a scroll in his mouth, some sort of a note. The rest of his body is tied to this rock where you can see it's been dismembered and severed and eaten by animals. And we have our first kind of written clue. Do you see? Pretty eerie to be out here investigating this at night, to know that the murderer could actually be out there watching. Well, I'm getting the creeps. John's getting the creeps. We're getting out of here.
This, don't look like an accident.
Well, this ain't no accident. So this stranger mission actually segues perfectly into what we're doing with our treasure map, the torn treasure map with the hermits in exploring our first kind of maps, because it's kind of a treasure map of sorts in its own. This is the Killer Clue 1 piece. So this is a clue that we're going to be able to take with us here. I actually want to take some pictures of the crime scene. We're going to go all out CSI crime scene investigator here. There's not really much to go on from just this piece of the clue now, but whoever this guy is, he wants to send the investigating party on a manhunt here. He's like the Zodiac Killer. You know, he's purposely leaving clues. It's like a game to him. So here's something I haven't explored much in the game is the camera. John Marston and Arthur have a camera that they carry around with them in which you can take photos, and you can view said photos through the Rockstar Social Club, through the main menu. You kind of keep a photo album of all the photos. Every time I take a photo, even in real life, I always take it with like that. But then there's all that space at the top. I don't know. I've noticed that about myself. I need to take some picture taking classes. Anyways. Maybe this is a good chance to brush up on my skills. Apparently you cannot take a picture from your knees. Just to get a good idea of what each crime scene looks like, and then at the end we can even kind of go through our series of photographs and maybe see if there's any similarities in the crime. I feel like I popped Red Dead 2 out and put LA Noire in or something like that, subconsciously without realizing. I don't know that we need too many graphic pictures of the severed head. I think we get the idea here. Just truly a gruesome scene. Let's see if we can get the whole kind of scene from this angle. This is what we stumbled across, and now we can kind of see why Clutch was so scared to approach the scene and stayed back so far away here. Animals are really good at being able to pick up on danger like that. We're in for it now, guys.
Hey, friend. Holy. Easy.
So there's another crime scene around the Valentine area, due southeast. Something to do with a wooden bridge on the Red Dead Wiki site I was looking at that was listing the locations. It listed it as the third crime scene, so I don't know if we have to do these necessarily in order, but we're going to head to the Valentine area and check it out anyways, because it's kind of on the way here. It's funny because I have come across, I've looked at my map before, and I've seen like an odd corpse somewhere, and I've been like, why would there be a corpse just sitting there? Like, I didn't kill anybody. Typically, any animal that you kill, if you accidentally run it over on your horse, or if you shoot a guy in the back of the head, whatever you kill, it gets marked on your map as a corpse or an animal carcass. But yeah, I remember recognizing a couple times, just not really bringing it up, that there's a corpse sitting in a really random location such as that one, and now it makes sense. Obviously, some of what I've seen has been in relation to this particular side quest. I think I really needed to see something different like this in the game. I needed to be thrown a curveball like this. Yeah, stay over. Good lord. Just for the sake of keeping things fresh and exciting, and I think this was the right decision to make, to get involved in this stranger mission here. Very, very cool concept. I'm gonna want to maybe stop somewhere and either set up camp and eat some of the meat that I have, or maybe while I'm in Valentine, head in and get something to eat and maybe even sleep. I get so wrapped up all the time in doing these missions and just trying to kind of push forward and get these things done, but the game will harshly remind you sometimes that you gotta look after your guy. You gotta eat, you gotta sleep, you gotta talk to people, you gotta act like a rational human being. Now it's kind of dawn. You can see the sun coming up here. It might make it a little bit easier to explore our next crime scene. Let's actually explore the next crime scene first. Then we'll head into Valentine and do some upkeep, because after that it's going to be a long ride all the way up to Ennisburg and the next crime scene, which is actually way down by the Braithwaite Manor. So yeah, that's going to be one hell of a ride, and we're going to want to try and set ourselves up nicely before we head out. There's some wild horses. Nah, I'd rather just steal one. The municipality of Valentine in the heartlands of New Hanover.
Easy.
We got the train stopping here. Typically it only stops for a couple of minutes. You can kind of, if you have a ticket, you can obviously get on. I haven't really used train as my main form of transportation throughout the game. Again, it's mostly been my own personal horse. I think almost everywhere I've gone. Typically, it's not that long. Typically, it doesn't. The train doesn't sit there all that long. Maybe I'm standing too close to it. Apparently, this train's got no schedule. John's getting a little restless. Can we get a move on here, please? I'm about to rob this train. Should I get on the train and see what's up? Oh. Goodness gracious. Impatience. Impatience. There's no impatience here. Okay, so due south, southeast, something about a wooden bridge. I have no clue where this so-called wooden bridge is. I think that they're full of it. Let's keep riding down this road a little bit and see if we can't come across something marked on our map as a corpse. That's how it happened before, and that's how we should be able to stumble upon it again here. If we just keep heading kind of south, southeast of Valentine, we should be able to come across a bridge. I don't know where this bridge would be because most of the land around here is just kind of mountainous as you get up more north towards the Grizzlies, or kind of big open plains. Not really much in the way of bridges. I'm gonna head over to where this twin stack passes. Just gonna try and locate this wooden bridge. Is that a bridge up there? That looks like a bridge up there. And that's pretty much that's pretty much southeast of Valentine. I'd rather access the bridge from the top of the bridge and work my way down as opposed to just don't want to miss any clues at the top of the bridge here if this is the so-called wooden bridge. Crime scene number 2, American Dream Stranger Mission. That's what we're doing right now. This is Sweetfish Plays. You're locked in. Yeah, I can't really see there being anything else in terms of wooden bridges around here, so this is definitely a good place to start, although I don't see a corpse. So look for places where the road intersects the track, because I don't think we're going to be looking at a wooden bridge with water underneath here so much as a wooden bridge with tracks. This is definitely southeast of Valentine, more east than it is south, but there may also be a particular order in which the crime scenes have to be stumbled upon. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add a marker to this location because I'm positive that this has got to be the wooden bridge talked about, because it is southeast. If it's not, we'll check out a couple more places. Let's check out this bridge over here, or this area over here, because this might not be it, but we'll add markers at any wooden bridges southeast of Valentine that we come across. If we feel like we've exhausted our options, we'll move on and we'll return here, and maybe then after we find the other crime scene, this one will kind of activate. There's 3 in total, and that's just to activate the official start of the Stranger Mission with the icon on the map. where you actually kind of enter the mission phase. This part of is just kind of stumbling upon the murder scenes. We're still kind of early on into this one. God, people are just the worst. No, I can't stop thinking about that damn Giuseppe mini pizza, you know? It's on my mind. No, see, the road intersects the tracks here, but not in a way that is necessary for there to be a bridge. Okay, well, we got our start. Let's take care of the other murder scene first, then. Huh. Okay, that's what I was looking for on the map, where it says Scarlet Meadows here. So we're looking right about here. So this is going to be quite a long ride. We'll return to this crime scene around Valentine. It looks like you do maybe have to find them in a systematic order, unless I'm just identifying the wrong wooden bridge south of Valentine, which is a very likely scenario here as well. So Red Dead 2 gets a lot of things right. It's a revolutionary game. Obviously it took a very long time to make. We probably won't see the next Red Dead until maybe 2025 or 2026. Well down the line. Will there be another one? I don't think that there's any doubt about that, unless the economy really tanks over the next little while. But God, could you imagine I just foreshadowed everything? But one area that I think I've under-discussed maybe a little bit and underappreciated a little bit is the trophy system throughout much of this game, and how well the trophy system is laid out and how rewarding it actually feels to get the trophies in this game, and how well earned they kind of feel. The trophies in Red Dead 2 always feel like they come at the right time. When you do get a trophy in this game, you feel like, yeah, that was actually totally worth it, because they reward you for the right things. There's a lot of games that have really ridiculous trophies that really have nothing to do with one person's typical run through of the game. I remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's one particular map, Favela or whatever. I think you have to kill like 5 chickens in single player. You have to kill like 5 chickens in, say, 5 seconds or something like that. You have to do it really, really quick, and that's a trophy. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's kind of out of your way when you're in the middle of a mission to do. But with Red Dead, everything with the trophies just felt right. You know, I got a trophy for a lot of the stranger missions, or coming across unique things. I got a trophy for doing one set of the collectible missions with the rock carvings, and at the end of the day, it just really feels like they were implemented the right way here with Red Dead 2. So Maybe they learned a little bit like from GTA 5, because GTA 5 I don't remember getting a lot of trophies for.
Morning, mister.
So we have a stranger mission icon. Interesting. So, the ties that bind. Yeah, that is another stranger mission that we had ongoing with Mr. Black and Mr. White. We actually ended up replaying part 2 of that mission. I guess some of the stranger missions glitch when you go from Arthur to John and you have to replay certain parts over again. So we already replayed a part of this. This is actually supposedly the next part now. So why not go over there and see what's up? I think we're actually in legendary animal territory here as well. Think I can get a jump on the... First of all, there's a gang, an enemy camp over there, so hopefully they don't see me. There is actually a clue here, though. We might be able to get a legendary animal here.
I wonder. Not that recent, though.
So this is the legendary coyote. So we're looking for our next clue. Yeah, the ties that bind. I'm not really, you know, extremely keen on finishing that, especially after it glitched out, because I thought we had already done a good portion of those missions with Arthur, and I don't like having to do things over again. But we did never finish it, so it would be nice to kind of see what comes of Mr. Black and Mr. White. Those are the two escaped convicts, of course. That's the idea behind that mission.
Well, you're not here.
And in typical Sweetfish Plays fashion, I didn't take a very good rifle with me. Just my pair of Schofield revolvers. I do have a very nice pair of Schofield revolvers, but I'm going to want something a little bit better than that to take out the coyote. Let's go with the bow. We can try the bow anyways. And then I'll do the bolt action rifle. The other clue for the coyote is just up here. I don't mind getting the legendary animals. You know, if I stumble upon it like this and you know, I easily find the clues. Sometimes finding these clues are not as straightforward as this. I should try and make it more of an effort to get some of the legendary fish as well. We were able to get a couple of them, but...
Close now.
It's a sheep or something that obviously the coyote attacked. Just remembered I forgot to stop in Valentine. Now my horse is following me.
Go on, boy.
You can tell your horse to flee. I don't want my horse to spook the coyote. There it is. That's definitely it. Some old abandoned building or something. Oh, son of a gun. I got that coyote right in the head and it ran off. Oh man, that's a real shame. There it is. Oh man, it came running down the hill right towards me. I got really lucky there. It's a lot more stealthy with the bow and arrow than the guns, and you got a lot of attention and witnesses on you and everything else. That was very clean with the bow. I thought I got him in one shot with the headshot, but I had to shoot him behind too. But hey, it's another legendary animal down. I've gotten more in this game than I ever thought I would get, and a lot of times you can sell these pelts for a pretty good price. We got some meat, so you know what? Because we forgot to stay in Valentine, we're gonna take a quick break and eat right here. Now that we've done a little bit of hunting. Come on, Clutch. Get your shit together here. I'm actually gonna try and remember to sell this pelt this time too and not leave it on the back of my horse for 2 weeks. I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best.
Hungry? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy.
Can always fast travel from camp too. Maybe we should do that. We have a lot of plain big game meat and stringy meat. That was from the coyote that we just killed. We'll do some of the plain big game meat for now. I'm going to cook and eat one of the plain stringy meats as well. John is eating well today. Mostly because I just feel bad. I once again forgot to take care of things in Valentine before we left. Because I was focusing too much on finding that damn wooden bridge. So I can kind of pre-cook meat and then stow and put it away, and then I can easily access it any time, but I'd rather it be kind of freshly cooked. Call me picky. Yeah, let's actually utilize the fast travel feature in this, and we'll head right to Annesburg. So this is, I probably should have slept while I had my camp too, but that's okay. Now we're in Annesburg, and this is for the other part of the Torn Treasure map from the Male Hermit. We've seen lots of these trains today, that's for sure. Can't believe I actually fed John for once. Isn't it amazing?
Hey, easy.
This is an area outside of Annesburg that I'm not crazy familiar with. I probably want to get myself prepared here.
Easy now.
What is up with that? He's lost a lot of color, so unfortunately this guy's been dead for a while. I figured he might have a document on it though. Might be worth shooting him down. It does. The Murphy Brood prisoner's note. Lord, forgive me for what I have done. I could not take another day of torture at the hands of those grubby men. They say that hell awaits those who resort to self-murder. Can that be any worse than the goings-on in that infernal cave? I will soon see. The Murphy Brood are a very primitive gang. I think they were insinuated to be potentially cannibalistic or whatnot. Just really, really sick people. This poor young gentleman was likely taken in by them, and just could not commit to the atrocities anymore. Can't bury him. If I could, I would. We gotta move on. Man, what a crazy, weird thing to come across. Did not expect that. I was thinking, this is not one of the murder scenes. Okay, this is definitely the hermit's place. Last time when I stumbled upon the female hermit, I was kind of surprised that I had stumbled upon her, and she got aggressive right away. I feel like I can probably deal with the male hermit potentially a little bit better.
Get out of here! I said, get out of here! Go away! I'm not buying it, and I don't want it. I said I'm not buying it, and I don't want it. Are you deaf? Get lost. Piss off. Go away. Don't make me come outside.
Okay, so it looks like he knows I'm here. Didn't take very much for him to recognize that I was here.
Could you do me a favor and go away now, please? Will you please go away and bother somebody else? Whatever you're saying, I don't want it.
I just want another piece of the map.
Bastard! Bastard!
Oh, shit. I think it was only a single occupancy here. I'm gonna head into his house before we loot him. You know what? Might as well loot him right now. He's got a rare shotgun. It's obviously a very special shotgun. I took a double barrel in with me here. I ended up using my Litchfield to kill him. I got him right in the head too. It was a good shot. I don't see the other part of the torn treasure map though. These kinds of consumables are always good to take on the go. Canned kidney beans, different canned vegetables, peas, corn. They're always good stuff to find. Cocaine gum. No thank you. I know here in the epilogue we're almost supposed to be helping John become a better person like we did with Arthur, but John Marston is John Marston. This is just what he does. Not a lot here in terms of valuables. Again, I don't know what the situation is with the torn treasure map. You have to drop one of your weapons to be able to pick up that weapon because I had no open slots for it, obviously, but that's okay because the Litchfield that I dropped will still be available as a weapon on my horse when I go back. Aha! Torn treasure map 2. We do have some premium cigarettes, which typically give you a card. But we are full, so we're going to have to smoke a quick cigarette here so that we can make room. Oh, that's right, they're premium cigarettes. Make that, I gotta smoke 2 cigarettes. Don't usually do that, but I kind of want the cigarette card. course, each pack of cigarettes has a different cigarette card associated with it. There is a stranger mission that involves locating all of the individual cigarette cards that come in each of the packages, but each set usually has 10 to 15 cards in it, and there's Christ got to be just as many sets. It's a tough one for sure. So we basically got everything that we came here for. This is just a little cabin in the woods, much like the female hermit. It's really a shame that the male hermit and the female hermit could not have, found each other and found love and had hermit children. The outcome of this may have been a little bit brighter, but nonetheless, I digress. Our work here is done. Our work here on this part of the map, though, still not quite. I think we're just at about the hour mark for our video right now, which is not bad. I'll try and make sure that we don't go too long here. There are some things that I for sure want to accomplish in this video. So now that we have both parts of the treasure map,
Whoa, easy.
I can open my satchel. We can highlight treasure maps. So now the two pieces together become the mended map, a map with two torn halves pieced together. So if we open said map, so there you go. We can say that John taped these things together, or is just putting them together here. So this is what we have to go on. Looks like I have two red X's here, one from each side of the map. So that could suggest that there are two different entrances. By the looks of it, it's looking like a cave of sorts, kind of in against the wall there. That would be kind of like the wall of the map. So I'm thinking that it may be like a cave system or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's on the New Austin, in the New Austin area of the map, though kind of hard to see now at nighttime. So we won't be able to see out the reward for that treasure map until we're done out east here, which won't be too long. We got another little bit of a ride down to Braithwaite Manor. I really should set up camp again, though. We have activity nearby, probably because of the hanging and the situation with the hermit, but as soon as I can set up camp, I will. Preferably not in the forest, though. Nothing good ever comes out of camping in the middle of a forest that people hang themselves. This is going to give us a chance to sleep. We'll sleep 9 hours. You know what? I'll give him a couple extra hours. I'll let him sleep until noon. That's a 15-hour sleep. It's been probably a couple days. I can set up a tent and sleep that way. I think I would rather have the tent to sleep in than just sleeping kind of out in the open here. Also better than sleeping in the snow, which has been a place that I've camped recently. Oh, I accidentally only slept until the morning. That's okay. 9 hours is better than nothing. It's more than I get. Oh yay, we weren't bothered in the middle of the night. Just checking out his journal here, you can see John had, obviously this is originally Arthur's journal, but John's using it now. Beecher's Hope, front gate, grazing, obviously making notes about the building and the property. Discover the world's angriest man, relieved to realize it ain't me. I guess that's the male hermit. Found an odd-looking corpse, something stuffed into the mouth. Couldn't make sense of it. There's the drawing for the legendary coyote that I killed. Keeps really up to date. Got attacked by a horrible woman in the woods. That is the female hermit that we came across. That's to do with the mechanical creature from the Marco Dragic missions, the automaton. Oh, damn. Oh, just missed a shot. That would have been a beautiful picture take coming out of my camp, my tent, and there's a moose right there. Damn it. Oh, again, I should have fast traveled. I'm just not used to this. Well, we just tore down camp, so I guess we are going via foot down to the Braithwaite Manor area. By hoof. That's a horse's foot, right? A hoof? A hoof? I don't know. Do I look like a horse? Do I look like a horse? A horse expert to you? I can't even say it. Y'all don't know what I look like. Y'all don't need to know what I look like. Woo! And the beautiful scenery continues here. I'm not entirely sure what area I'm looking up at, just to the left of me here. There's another corpse down here.
Float.
It's a beautiful area. There's just a dead stranger on the beach. He's got...
Thought you were dead.
I never stopped.
He was still alive. This is a lost letter to Bonnie. That man was not dead after all. He is now. Oh man, that scared me when he jumped up. I saw he had something in his hand, and then I saw him kind of lean forward and hand it to me. I'm gonna see if there's a way to read it this way. It's just easier than reading in the handwritten text. Letter to Bonnie McFarlane. That's the McFarlane Ranch in New Austin. Dear Miss McFarlane, I'm sorry I said it. I'm sorry. You're right. I do let things get out of control in my head. I always have. I see that, but I love you. We are meant to be together. It is our destiny. I know it is. I saw us in a dream, raising kids. You were very happy as my wife, and I was proud to be your husband. Dreams don't lie, and neither do I. I'm heading off to make my future, and when I come back a rich man, you'll see what a fine husband I will make you, and a father to our children. And no, I won't grow up. On that subject, you're wrong. I've got so many things to say to you. I'm going to continue with the writing of this letter later, but believe me when I say we are destined for a long, happy life together. Even your father will come to believe it and accept me, no matter how humble my birth. That's it. I'm going to assume that that is something that we can actually do, is take that back to Bonnie McFarlane. We're actually going to go to New Austin to check out our now mended treasure map. So on the way through, we can actually stop at the McFarlane Ranch, another location we haven't been to. I'll probably try and stop in Armadillo while we're there too. So that'll be a good chance to check out some of these places, and we'll see if there's some sort of a conversation I can have with Bonnie McFarlane as a result of finding that note. And there's a lot more to this game than you think. There's so many things like that that you can stumble upon that start these quests, I guess. It's unbelievable.
Listen to me. Sir, madam, gather
Oh no, that's just one of those psychopath preacher guys. I'm getting out of here. Okay, so now we have to shift our focus back to the crime scenes. So that's where we are going to head to next. Just when you think you've seen it all.
You nut!
Well, we're getting there with what I wanted to accomplish for this one. We might have to push a couple things back to our next video, but we should be able to investigate all the crime scenes. We have the mended treasure map now, so it's just a matter of going to the New Austin region and claiming our reward for that, seeing what these treasure maps are all about. Now we can add Bonnie McFarlane to the list of people to go see in New Austin, and then like I said, there might be some legendary animals or fish that we stumble upon there, being a new area. And of course I will do them if I can as well. For now, let's focus on finishing American Dreams. We're getting a little bit closer to the Bayou area now. This is officially the state of Lemoyne that we're crossing into here. Lemoyne, you got to be careful of two things: the Gators and the Lemoyne Raiders. Hopefully not too much more distance to travel here. This is a long way down. We do still have a little bit of a ways to go. We kind of have to go around Saint-Denis. Saint-Denis is obviously a really quick place. When we exit out of this area, though, I'll be sure to fast travel or take a train. Or being around Saint-Denis, the options for me are many, plentiful, to quickly get around. Stagecoach, train. I can fast travel, I think, from a hotel or saloon, or if it's a place I can sleep, like a room. Typically from your camp or homestead, you can do that as well. So I'm pretty sure Saint-Denis is that way. We're kind of parallel to it right now, I think. There's an old abandoned cabin. Crazy how much the landscape changes once you come down here. I prefer the cooler environments personally. Grizzlies are where it's at. I could live up in Coulter all by myself. You know, you gotta have the parka, you gotta have the, you gotta have the stove. You gotta set yourself up nice, but it's the epitome of peace. And loneliness, too.
Is that all?
That rotten wind.
And we have another weirdo.
Misery. Day and night. All those years chasing her. Well, she didn't want nothing to do with me. Then she finally says yes. Ain't much in the mood for company right now, partner.
It's woman problems, right? Might be better you spoke to the lady.
Well, I don't generally have much to say.
All right, friend. You cry as much as you want.
I don't have to listen to this. I'm out of here.
Oh. He almost got a punch in the back of the head. You're not gonna badmouth me, kid. That was weird. I thought that might lead to a little bit more. I don't think John would be very good at providing Dr. Phil like, or Dr. Phil level love advice. I greeted him and then I antagonized him. He's just being a little crybaby. Let us continue. Yeah, this one's a tough one. A tough one to get down to, no doubt. I really dread having to come down into the heat and humidity of this place every time we come down here. You can just feel it through the screen. You can just feel that sun, that heat, that Louisiana life. You can hear it in the crickets and the noises and the central and northern regions of the map are more my kind of game. So I think this is the Grays property on the left-hand side, and I think as we continue to travel south along the perimeter road outside of the Grays property, we'll come across the Braithwaite Manor as well, which is another huge mansion down this way. They kind of control the tobacco game down here. They were a big part of the main story with Arthur way back when. If you remember the feud between the two families, the Grays and the Braithwaites. There's Gavin's friend looking for Gavin. That's on my top 10 list of most annoying things in this game for sure, and it's pretty darn close to number 1. Friend, I don't really care where Gavin is. Gavin probably ran away from you because you kept asking where he was. Don't think he wants to be with you.
Easy now.
So this is kind of like off-road here. It is a path, but it's like an unofficial path. And once again, we have some predatory animals around here that are kind of scaring off Clutch a little bit, so we'll have to be careful. Now we're kind of back on the main road here. Supposedly it's around the S in Scarlet Meadows on the map. The next crime scene. That's why I made that my waypoint here. Looks like I still have a little bit of a ways to go. I thought I was almost there.
Easy there.
So again, you can see another corpse, another X on my map. I want to try and come at it from the front here. Hopefully it's not up there hanging in the tree or anything like that. Oh my god. You can see how much blood there is here. I want to get a couple shots of the blood. You can also see, it looks like there's I thought it was chains there for a second, but that looks like his guts. Or her guts, whoever's been killed, kind of spread across the ground here. We'll get a picture just so we can look back on the evidence in the future if we need to. I feel like we've turned into crime detectives here. You can see the crazy amounts of blood splattered everywhere. This guy was essentially disemboweled and left to die. Looks like we got some more various body parts scattered around. There's a leg, basically from the knee down. Whoops. This is not required to do the mission. I thought it might be just kind of a cool thing to look back on if we have to try and put together the pieces of this puzzle. You can see there's some more guts there. It looks like a big snake, but there's the remaining pieces of the body, and you can't really even identify most of the body parts. It's just all scattered here. Now there should be another thing to collect at this crime scene. We're just going to try and get an encompassing shot like that. And another light left here. So I assume, obviously, so if you come here at nighttime, it's easy to identify things here. I don't really like walking through the crime scene, but there's a lot of just a lot of guts here. There should be something here that, oh, there's the majority of the body kind of hanging in the tree. You know, I almost didn't even really see that. Very much so like the first crime scene that we saw, except the guy was tied to a rock. Getting some Deadly Premonition feels right now. There should be a head. A severed head. Oh. Just follow the trail of blood.
God damn. Gotta be related.
So now we have the second piece, and I guess once we get all three, the game will kind of automatically put all of them together for me. This is piece 2 now. Another absolutely horrifying scene. Oh, I didn't realize there's stuff written on the back of these clues here as well. This is obviously done by the same person. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Hopefully it's not a group of people. You can see as I get close to it, it comes up severed head. I want to make sure that I get a picture of that for identifying purposes. And then we have the rest of the blood trail that led me to the head. So if this crime scene tells us anything, it's that the third crime scene that we're going to come across is going to be much of the same, and likely another note left in a severed head. I would say this one, it definitely appeared worse than the first crime scene. Hopefully this third crime scene
boy. You good?
doesn't get worse than the second. I don't know how it could get a whole lot worse than that. But that is where we are going to head next. And I think the easiest way to get there is going to be to fast travel, because we have to go all the way back to the Valentine area. So why don't we go to Rhodes? There's a couple things that I want to do, including getting a bite to eat. And then we can fast travel right out of there. Rhodes is a town that I haven't really been to in a while. I've got a poor history there with the lineage of Sheriff Grays in town, then the sheriff agency. Pretty shady past, but it's the closest town for me to stay the night somewhere without me having to go into Saint Denis, and we all know how much I dread having to go to that place. I would rather stay outside the city, thank you. So that's it, we got one more crime scene to try and investigate. Just like that, we are already in Rhodes. Man, it's like this train has been following me around the entire stream. Oh my god, Gavin's friend. I love that Gavin's friend doesn't even have his own unique name in this game. Just Gavin does. And Lord knows who the hell Gavin is.
I'm running out, Rhodes. Get him right here.
That snake was pure evil. Oh, yeah? Swerve handsome. Voodoo spirit. No lie. It's a damn snake. Oh, hey, Brandon, remember me? Yeah. That's a guy. Yeah.
Something shameful, all right.
Oh, don't be
Hey.
shy. This here's the feller. The one that found me. This fella? You let him suck on your leg? I will owe you my whole life. No lie. But let me buy you something from the store. Whatever you want, it's on me.
I won't turn you down. Thanks.
Having conquered evil the way I have, it's the least a humble man can do.
Yeah, well, you're humble, all right.
Mr. Marston, I was wondering if you'd be back.
Hey, Ben.
No, ticking along. Where is it you're based now again? I was, thinking I might send you a letter. Some things I wouldn't want Ethel to, overhear.
It's a place called Beecher's Hope in Great Plains.
West Elizabeth. Okay, good, good. So, what can I help you with today?
Kind of cool. We get to run across Pearson here again, and that gentleman outside was somebody that we saved.
This coffee is as bitter as wormwood.
Okay, I'll make a fresh pot for you. I just have a customer right now. I love that woman. You know, before her, I was married briefly to a lady called Michelle. But she was an absolute nightmare.
Seems you've landed on your feet this time.
So are you after anything in particular?
That guy outside we saved by sucking the venom out of him, one of those snake bite victims that we came across out in the world, and a lot of times you'll run into them at various general stores. We've had this happen before, and they'll offer to buy you anything. I think the most important thing right now would probably be maybe some tonics or something of that nature. I don't know that there's really anything that I want. Maybe an outfit, maybe a new outfit for John. Let's check it out here. This might be cool. Oh, that's a neat one. That's a new one, I think. It would be free. This makes the most sense to me, I think. I know we've had that as Arthur. That's more Arthur. The Gambler's not bad. The Corson is okay for John. But I really liked the Heartlands is cool. Or this one is kind of a cool John Marston. I think he looks super cool in that outfit. That one looks very civilian. I like this one here. So we're going to purchase it. It's not going to cost us a dime. Thanks, Pearson. And like I said, it gave me a chance to see Pearson again. He's saying he might send me a letter, so that's something that we can look forward to some point, maybe when we get back to Beecher's Hope. All right, later, my dude.
Thanks, partner.
See you around.
It's as windy as one of Satan's sneezes out here.
Ready, boy?
I noticed some of my guns were not up to standard. They were a little dirty, so I want to go by the gunsmith and get everything all touched up. We have the legendary pelt that we can get rid of here at the butcher in town. It's okay, doggy. It's okay.
Dumb mutt.
Dumb mutt is right. Shh. All right, my dude. Here's what I got for you. Ooh, the shopkeeper does not accept this item. I guess I have to go to a trapper to sell the legendary pelt.
You're real helpful, thank you.
Getting harder to find good stock.
I wonder if Pearson will purchase my legendary pelt. That might give him a cool chance to spur his business a little bit. I don't know for a fact that it's going to be possible, but I think it's definitely worth a shot. Keep zooming in weirdly on this guy sitting outside the store.
Back again so soon, huh, John?
I am. Just can't get enough of you, Pearson.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Obviously, I cannot, so yeah, it's going to have to be a trapper for the pelt, unfortunately.
Thanks, mister.
That's a little bit of a shame because I don't think that there's a trapper really around here. There's a fence. I could see if I could sell the pelt at the fence. I think you actually can. I know there's a couple different places that you can that you can do that.
Hello.
Well, I'll be damned. You're back. So, what are you in the market for? Looks like you're taking care of that weapon. Good to see.
You'll get to see some of my cool weapons here shortly.
That gun seems to be well
I just
taken
want to
care
go
of.
through and kind of clean the ones that I
Well, if
know
that
I
gun
may
ain't
be
shining,
using.
Glad you take care of what's yours. Looks like you're taking care of that weapon. Good to see. Well, if that gun ain't shining, glad you take care of what's yours. Looks like you're taking care of that.
A lot of these repeaters I
Good to
take
see.
good care of. That's
That
the
gun seems to
Litchfield.
be
That's
well
my
taken care
newest
of.
one. Haven't really gone through and customized that one very much lately.
Well, if that gun ain't shining, glad you take care of what's yours. Looks like you're taking care of that weapon.
You can use
Good to
gun
see.
oil and clean them yourself, but I was already in town here. Might as well help give these
Well,
guys
if
some
that gun
business.
Ain't shining, glad you take care of what's yours. Looks like you're taking care of that weapon. Good to see. Well, if
Let's
that
check
gun
out that
ain't
new
shining,
double barrel shotgun
glad
that
you
we
take care of
got.
what's yours. That gun seems to be well taken care of.
Interesting that the rare shotgun is not here. Maybe it's obviously not customizable. That's my that was John or Arthur's knife, now passed down to John. What else do we got here? Pump action. Yep.
Well, if that gun ain't shining,
I got some
glad you
pretty
take care of
guns.
what's yours.
You can't deny
that
that.
gun seems to be well taken care of.
That was
I'll be here.
not really too hard at all. Get over here already, Clutch. Goodness gracious.
I never got bit by a goddamn dog this morning. Not enough food for anyone.
He's going plumb crazy.
We've had it worse than this, boy. You and me, fella. Hey, buddy.
Just gonna go up and see the fence real quick, see if we can't get rid of that pelt. The butcher didn't want it in town. Pearson didn't want it in town. Somebody take my freaking pelt.
Yep.
This is the Hick Backwoods fence. Not a place you want to hang around too much. It looks like a scene straight out of Trailer Park Boys. Can't remember where I actually go to talk to them to sell stuff. There's like a little window here or something, I think.
Oh, good, a new patron. Welcome, welcome.
My neighbor's dog here bit my hand on the other day. Now they expect me to take care of him while they're gone. That's the way it goes.
Welcome. You just discovered my little shop here?
Possible maybe I'm not close enough with my horse to the fence.
One more time, boy.
I'm almost positive I'm surprised that the butcher didn't want to take my pelt. It must be the trapper then. I must have to go to the trapper.
Better be good.
I've got a couple gold teeth here I can sell.
Sure, I'll take it.
It's worth a couple bucks. Different cigarette cards. Let's sell him some of these valuables that I have while I'm here.
You got a decent eye for these
Make
things,
some of my
by the
money
looks
back.
of it. Not bad, this.
All right.
I want to see systematically where the trappers are so I can maybe go to one soon. There is actually a trapper in Saint Denis, eh? Makes me want to run into Saint Denis just to get rid of that pelt. One thing that I forgot to do was the ties that bind. We had a chance to run past part 3 there. I think it was up near here by the Lemoyne region, but that's okay. I'm not really interested in doing that stranger mission right now, so maybe we can save that for another time. Let's go to the trapper in Saint Denis, and then maybe I'll just get a bite to eat at Saint Denis and fast travel right out of Saint Denis instead of fast traveling out of Rhodes like I was going to do.
My boy.
Tell no one, you hear?
My plans keep changing here. I want to make sure I do as much as I possibly can. Obviously here, we've already done quite a bit, and there's already quite a bit that we still have to do. Nobody wants my legendary pelt. That is frustrating enough. Looks like this video is gonna run to about the 2-hour length. It's alright, it's been a couple days since my last upload, so a little bit of a bonus. Man, there's just so many things to do. And then every once in a while having to do the upkeep. It's really hard. It's hard to explain the grind that you feel sometimes with this game, just trying to go day by day and trying to make sure that you're eating and sleeping and keeping up with all of these side missions that are going on. Yeah, the ties that bind, I'm not too concerned about having missed that one. We have more important things to focus on right now. As long as we can fast travel from somewhere here to the Valentine region. Basically, we need to go to where I set that marker on my map a while back. That should be roughly the... Oh man, I'm getting myself all turned around here. Looks like we're taking the tracks into town. Hopefully I don't get run over by a train. That should be the location of the third crime scene, and we should be able to almost conclude the American Dream Stranger mission from that point. Seeing out the 3 crime scenes is really the bulk of the mission, despite it not officially starting until you've already seen all 3. Ooh. A less conventional way to arrive into Saint Denis, but Maybe I won't draw so much attention to myself by entering town this way, or maybe I'll draw all the attention to myself entering town that way. I guess we'll find out. So, the place that I wanted to avoid at all costs, I knew I'd end up here. I just had a feeling. Streets of Saint-Denis are less populated at nighttime. However, the saloons and bars and whatnot and establishments around Saint-Denis are always busier at nighttime. It's like New Orleans, a real party city.
Good day.
It's not like Annisburg where it's really kind of blue collar, working class. You can hear the sounds spilling out from the bars. The trapper is actually just in here.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, conveniently located in the Saint-Denis market. Who knew? Wow. Said open daily. Hopefully the trapper is still open. Here, I've sold to this dorkwad before.
If you have an order to make it now. So, buy or sell
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
I got a legendary coyote pelt, and it's I got 3 stars on that pelt too. So obviously I did a good job in taking the coyote out to not damage the goods too much. So I'm gonna get $22
Boy,
from
the
it.
things I can make with this.
Thank you. That's not bad. So I can now use that pelt to craft things. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna do that here. That might be something worth looking at in the future. So now it's our turn to eat and sleep. We'll head to the saloon where we can do both of those things. $12:14 a.m. I love it. 12:14 a.m. and it's 20 degrees. Not an uncommon sight here in Saint-Denis to see police chasing thieves or whatnot.
Well then.
One hell of a place, this Saint-Denis, no doubter about her.
No one will bother you here, boy.
Hello? Look who it is. Like seeing a ghost has been so long.
Oh my God.
More people aim for keeps, if you get me.
How do you do?
This place looks kind of different. It looks like they changed the bar a little bit. It could be just me tripping out, but it's got a different vibe to it than what I remember. It's always been one of the fancier saloons, La Bastille Saloon in downtown Saint-Denis.
Oh, what do you have?
Basically just here for some food. The prime rib sounds amazing. Oh. Looks like we got some potatoes.
Good meal, I hope.
You look like
That was an excellent meal. Baked potato in particular. And we haven't let loose in a while. Why not?
I'll take a
Whiskey, please.
There's something about a good drink.
There's just something about whiskey in general, sir.
New train they building take you across the whole country. I
I believe that when I see it.
We got crime scenes to investigate and
Are you well?
a life to get back in order, so I don't want to spend too much time here. I guess I need to get the room from you here too, huh?
Can I get a room?
Okay, room is all set. Just head upstairs when you're ready.
We don't need to bathe.
Much obliged.
Like what you see?
I'm like a once in every 6 days kind of guy. You gotta have that nice ripe smell before you're gonna get me in the confined space of a shower.
I'm always afraid I'm gonna catch my daddy around here. No.
I always forget there's the balcony that you can come out here and stand on when you stay at the saloon here in Saint Denis as well. It's a beautiful place to kind of look out here. I don't know why I was thinking I could fast travel from here. Whoa, don't want to be jumping on the bed. I basically just want to get this third and final crime scene out of the way here, and then I'll kind of recap what we still have on our plate going into the next video, because I think other than that we've already accomplished quite a bit here, but I just want to kind of see through that final crime scene at the very least. Don't need to change my clothes or anything like that. So I guess if I'm not fast traveling from here, then the easiest way to get out of here would be to maybe purchase a train ticket or get on a stagecoach and head out to Valentine that way.
Miss Powell, please, whatever you need, just ask.
It's Miss Powell, and I need some.
Train would be a hell of a lot more comfortable. I don't doubt that.
Thanks for your time.
Hey, come on.
No, you come on. You're standing in my way. You fool.
Hello, mister.
Stagecoach station should be open, as should the train station here. Let's go to the post office and see what kind of a ticket we can purchase here. We've eaten, we've slept, we've taken care of our horse. Onwards and forwards. Hey, I haven't heard that one in a while, have we?
Come on. Out of the damn way!
Yeah, out of the damn way is right. Or just don't drive so damn slow. One or the other, please, sir. Oh, apparently we're not here yet. I don't know why I was thinking that is the post office.
Hey, mister, you need a ride somewhere?
To be honest with you, I do kind of need a ride somewhere.
Station real soon. Welcome. How do you do?
Looking for potentially some train tickets here. I'll go to Valentine.
Farewell on your travels.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable. I have a feeling maybe taking a stagecoach might have an effect on my cores. Just my health in general. It's a lot quicker, a lot more comfortable to just take the train. And I think one benefit is that your horse will actually follow you down when you take the train. Wow, I'm actually starting, 85 parts into this series to get a hang of camping and taking trains and fast traveling, and I feel so special now. I feel so special. And here we are, good old Valentine. We'll exit the train here, and there he is. There's Clutch. Aww, you came.
Hey, friend.
Aren't you the best horse? Well, that was a nice ride. I enjoyed that. I wonder what my situation is here now with my character, now that I've done so well with eating and stuff like that. Ah, we're still underweight. The struggle is still real. Good lord, it's a whole lot I just cannot seem to dig myself out of. My horse is doing aight though, so I guess we can't really complain too much. Alright, so let's head to that marker.
Somebody, please.
That's it. Staying with you.
And this should be it, guys. This should
I got real
be...
bad nerves. I can't work. Can you give me some money?
Oh, Jesus. And we're waiting for the train again.
I just want to get a drink. I'm parched.
And I just want to get past this train, man. We can't always get what we want in life.
Calm down, partner.
Whoa, where are you going, horse? Where are you going? You're not going to go get run over by the train, I can tell you that much. I think this particular PlayStation controller, I think you might have noticed a couple times in this stream, it has a tendency to have the left analog stick moved up without actually moving the left analog stick up. So sometimes you'll notice my character kind of moving around a little bit even though I'm not actually moving him around. Don't mind that. I think that's what happened there with my horse. God, it started going up to the train and I'm like, no. So if this is the right wooden bridge, this third and final crime scene should finally be here. This is due southeast
Easy.
of Valentine. I don't really see anything though.
Let up.
Give me 1 sec here, I'll have a quick look. I'm not too sure what other wooden bridge they could be referring to. Maybe that's not far enough southeast of Valentine. Maybe we have to go further southeast here. I'm not quite sure. I was thinking maybe over here more. I think we already checked this area out here. This was really the only wooden bridge around here. Should come up as a corpse again, once again on my map. No different than any of the other crime scenes that we stumbled upon. Whoa. Wow, that's weird. Like I mentioned before, there's not a lot of wooden bridges in this area, so I was pretty convinced there that that was going to be the one, but we're going to have to continue to search for this elusive wooden bridge. Oh, this is going to be it right here. So it's less of a bridge for me to cross and more of a bridge for trains to cross here. This is going to be the third and final corpse, and it's really not southeast of Valentine. I mean, I guess technically it is, but it's really just south. If you follow the train track south out of Valentine, that would have been maybe a better description for this third crime scene. The blood here, the significant amounts of blood and guts, once again, is going to be the dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway. We're going to snap a couple pictures of the blood. You can see the camera was zooming in there by itself. That's what I mean about the left analog stick. Stupid controller. Who knew we'd be doing detective work in this game, for the love of God. Okay, I think we get the idea with the pictures of blood. The scene itself is a little bit more important. We can see that there's more blood and guts just right over here. He doesn't want to take a picture because of the steepness of the hill. So exactly to a T the same as the other incidents with a corpse kind of strung across something. We had a tree, a rock, now underneath the train tracks. We have the scattered body parts everywhere. I mean, these people were just completely disemboweled from the legs down, and then had their heads severed in addition. So I'm looking for a stake or something where the head would be positioned, such as right up here. We have more blood and guts from the crime scene here. And then the third and final head as well. Oh, and we have another message written for us at this crime scene. The second one, I didn't see any sort of message scrawled anywhere. But the first and third scenes here have both had messages. I'm gonna try and get a close-up of the head here without having to take a picture close up. Let's get this clue and get out of here.
Another one. Through the eye, too.
Oh,
poor bastard.
So it paints a picture for us. Interestingly enough, it looks like the code for a safe of some sort is printed on this clue. So I'm not sure exactly what this serial killer wants us to find, but it looks like the reward might be all right. This poor guy was stabbed through the eye. That looks like what his cause of death is. So now, if we pop open our satchel, we head to our documents. I guess it would be, is it a treasure map? No, it's not a treasure map. It would be Is it just a map, I guess? Right, so now the pieced together map. A map pieced together from 3 pieces. So here's the 3 pieces from all 3 murder scenes. All 3 pieces of the map have been located. Use it to find the killer's hiding place. So now we got to try and put our heads together for this one. I wonder if we... We've definitely seen something like that. There's a bridge. That's what that's depicting. And that's depicting like a partially built cottage. And then the third picture over here has the safe with the digits to input to open it. I'm gonna have a look at where I think this could be. I think it is in the Valentine area, if I'm thinking of the right spot. So we can actually take this marker, whoops, off of our map for now. So we have all the scenes. We can hit up the social club here and we'll see if we can have a look at some of the pictures that we've taken. This is the app that John Marston uses to access all of the pictures. It's a joke. So we should be able to kind of scroll through picture by picture. We've taken 33 pictures, most of them now a result of doing this stranger mission. So you can see, I mean, picture after picture, the scene is the same. The scene doesn't change. If you're scrolling through these pictures, you could mistake all 3 crime scenes as the same crime scene, really. Lots of blood, lots of guts, a severed head, a strung out torso. This is in the Scarlet Meadows region. The other crime scene, as you saw, was in Valentine. And then here's the Big Valley murder. All pretty much the same. Do you see? Look at my words. I'm pretty sure that's what the 2... Look on my work. My works? Look on my works. Look on my works. His works, his murders. Right, I get that, but... Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all the same here. Do you see? Look... So supposedly now when we get into the right area, the icon will automatically show up on our map. So we don't have to really find the exact place. We just have to get in the right area and it'll show up on our map that we can now access this kind of new stranger mission called American Dreams. Pretty sure this is what I'm looking for. As my PlayStation starts to scream after 2 hours of streaming and playing Red Dead Redemption. There it is, American Dreams. The clues on the bodies led to a set of basement doors. Investigate. So I'm going to want to make sure that I'm rightfully equipped for a mission like this. Primarily, let's use the rare shotgun, that new one we got. That's all we need, in addition to the 2 Schofield revolvers.
Whoa, easy.
This is just where somebody lives. I don't think that this is it. To be honest with you, I'm kind of scared because I don't really know what I'm walking into here. I don't know what to expect. Those murder scenes were grisly as hell. And now I could be walking into a serial killer's trap.
Is that all?
So there should be a building. You can see there's a building just up this way. I don't really want my horse to come along with me here. I want to keep Clutch safe. Enough of the horse abuse already. They're trying to highlight something for me here. I guess the house. You've been found, my guy. I would strongly suggest that you surrender. This is definitely it, because in the mended map that we got from the 3 severed heads, there was a building that looked just like this, like an old abandoned cottage. This is definitely it. And this door here is going to lead to the basement underneath the foundation of this now abandoned cottage. There's nothing else out here. There's definitely no people out here. We're quite far off the main road. We're all alone here. There ain't nobody around. Alright, here goes nothing. We've got the code now. Okay, so the code actually opens this door going down into the basement. Oh my god. A lot of bones, a lot of guts. We have a barrel with something that looks like acid of some sort. You can see multiple skulls, look like human skulls of various sizes. Pack of premium cigarettes, that's cool. Now I have to smoke some cigarettes. A, because I'm nervous, and B, because there's another pack to pick up here for another cigarette card. Like, look at some of these cigarette card sets. That's only the other set that we just found a card for. That was 1 of 12. This set we have 2 of 12. And I mean, I have 20 packs. It's not like I haven't found cards before. I have found a fair amount, I think. So this must be where the guy is staying. It would make sense. I don't know if this is necessarily where he keeps his people as well. I'm not sure why he would want someone to find this stuff. This corner of the room is particularly dark, so I was wondering if I could maybe pull a light out here and... Oh, son of a... Is that another person? Oh, no. We have a letter right here, along with a bottle of Kentucky bourbon. I'm gonna take both. There's a couple letters, it looks like, on the table. This is letter to the editor. Dear Mr. Editor, I must say I am alarmed by the paucity of coverage your August journal has dedicated to the recent killings in the region. The perpetrator of these crimes is clearly a man of great intelligence, power, and no small amount of cunning. He presents a clear and present danger to all readers of your publication, and most probably to the writers of it as well. I would suggest you begin to treat him and his creations with the reverence that they deserve. God help us all. Yours, a concerned citizen. Obviously, he was writing that to a newspaper that was publishing articles about his serial killings. Here's another letter. Letter to Edmund from Mother. So obviously it looks like the killer's name is Edmund. It says, My dear Edmund, what has gotten into you of late? Our dinners together, which were once such a pleasure to me, have become a terrible strain. You appear at times tired, distracted, febrile, and agitated, and sometimes all those things at once. It was a mistake for you to have ever moved out of home, and now look at where he's living. While I approved of your decision to forego marriage in order to spend more time with me, I did not envisage it would be this kind of company. Maybe a wife is what you need after all. Your kindly neighbor has informed me of your comings and goings from your rooms at all hours of the night. Does this mean there is a close friendship your mother doesn't know about? I hope your taste in companionship has improved these past years, but I shall keep an open mind. I should like an explanation of all this from you presently. Your loving and concerned mother. P.S. I hope you're eating and sleeping and taking the laudanum Dr. Finkles gave you. That should improve your nerves somewhat. So that's just a legitimately concerned mother talking unknowingly to her psychopathic child. It's pretty dark in the back here, so again, we'll have to pull out the electric lantern to make sure that we can see. Oh, every time I turn around that corner, I think he's standing right there. Oh my god. So we have more body parts. We have a knife that's going through that body. Oh my god, this is insane. You can see how he's yanking people's heads off with this little contraption here and stringing them up by their torso. This is, ugh. And he's got a, he's got equipment here to obviously photograph the incidents likely as they occur. Just really, truly a sick you-know-what. What the?
Have you come for me? Or was this all nasty surprise? Or maybe it's both. Maybe it is a nasty surprise, even though you knew I was going to be here. Which is it? You should think about that. Save yourself thinking about what's about to happen. Now, I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be nice and fun. I mean, it'll be fun for me, but it won't be nice for you.
I did not expect this.
At least, no one's found it nice so far. Maybe you'll be the first. Do you like pain? Is it your friend? It's about to become your very close friend.
Oh, it's about to get real.
You're mine, you shit. Sorry.
That was unfair. He brought a knife to a fist fight, but So I was at a bit of a disadvantage here, but I'm not like the rest of his victims. Oh man, I did not like that. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with him now. I guess go turn him in, I would assume. Turn the stranger in at the sheriff's office, presumably the closest sheriff's office, which is going to be the one in Valentine. Holy Christ, what a sequence of events. We should be able to tell them the location of his little hideout here, too. Good Lord. That's a dangerous situation because when you're in a fist fight like that, if you do get stabbed, like he has a knife. All he has to do is stab me and it's game over. But I was able to lunge at him, get a hold of his head and kind of knock him out by hitting it on the wall next to us there. So yeah, I think you can actually learn about this mission from the sheriff in Valentine. I think that's where, you know, if you're just going through the game, that would be the biggest source to kind of get a jump on it. I just found out about it by obviously doing some research on the game and different stranger missions and some cool stuff I may have missed, but this has been one of the more fun ones, I think for sure, out of all the stranger missions we've done. It's had a level of uniqueness to it that really goes above and beyond. Hopefully there's no more curveballs. I wasn't sure how I was going to get out of that situation. I knew that friggin' guy was going to come in. That's why I kept looking behind me. I kept looking back at the entrance of the basement because I knew that he was going to either sneak down and get me from behind or something like that. I'm not stupid. Lo and behold,
Valentine used to be
I think the sheriff's office is 24/7. Not too sure what the time is here. This is the sheriff's office just up here. So yeah, the stranger icon for this mission did not show up until we had already investigated all 3 crime scenes. Then when we were in the proper area, it popped up on the map to go in the basement. Now we turn him in.
Put him on the floor and let's take a look at him.
Fella been nothing nice. A lot of folk gone missing over the past few years, and this sick son of a bitch, he ain't right in the head.
That's so.
Head on over to the cellar of that broke-down shack on the road to the falls. See for yourself.
Okay, come on, you.
My name is Edmund Lowry Jr., and you'll remember that, my friend.
I'm sure I shall. You are a frightening fella.
Oh, I'll behave, sir. I'll behave as expected.
Well, you better. And I'll get you a lawyer, don't you worry about that. And you get in that cell, calm as you be. Get him off me! Oh, thank you.
Holy Christ.
Thank you. My lord. What a monster.
Like I said, have someone head up to his cabin. I think he's killed quite a few.
Oh, there's a lot of sick bastards out there. Here. Here's some money for your trouble.
Thank you, Sheriff.
What a mess.
Well, we get $20. We did well on that one.
Get this body out of here.
After piecing together a map from scraps found near the bodies of victims, a killer's underground lair is discovered.
No need to check on me, mister. I'm still here.
Where's a deputy when you need one? You know where to put it. When you're done, come back with a mop.
Don't do this.
You might be a bloodthirsty monster, Mrs. Swan, but I kinda got a soft spot for you.
If that soft spot don't extend to breaking me out of this joint, well, you know what you can do with it?
Fair enough.
I don't really remember Eliane Swan, but we must have encountered her or maybe brought her here ourselves at some other point. Yeah, I don't really remember too much about that, but that's basically it. That's basically the entire American Dream Stranger mission with the serial killer. That's how it ends. I knew he was going to do that at the end. I saw him kind of, you know, as he was being led into the cell, he kind of just had this look about him, and you could see he was setting up for something. I didn't really know how to react there, and then I shot him in the head with a headshot, and nothing really happened. He still kind of seemed active for a moment afterwards, so I wasn't sure if he was dead or not. So I turned around, and then I accidentally ran into the door, and John tried to open it, and then when I turned around, the scuffle was over, and the sheriff was able to get Edmund off of him, and at that point he was dead because I had, like I said, shot him in the head. So an unfortunate, or maybe very fortunate, end to that mission, depending on how you look at it. That was one sick dude, though, no doubt about that. So we don't need to make that our waypoint anymore. We can cancel it. I got most of what I wanted to get done for this one today. There's still some loose ends that we have to tie up before we get back to Uncle. Now that we've found the 2 pieces of the torn treasure map with the hermits, we have to go to New Austin and seek out that treasure. Whether or not I continue to pursue more treasure maps, not quite sure yet. I might just want to continue pushing on with the story, but I just kind of wanted to see one set of the treasure maps, see what comes of it. This seemed like a good one to get started with. So we have both pieces of the treasure map now from the 2 hermits. We'll go try and find the location. On our way through New Austin, a couple places I do want to check out now that it's been a while and we still haven't had the chance to go out there very much. We got a letter to Bonnie McFarlane way out in the Annisburg area, on the beach way out here by Annisburg. And it was supposedly Bonnie McFarlane's love. So I want to swing by the ranch and see if anything activates as a result of receiving that letter. And then also it might be a good chance to check out Armadillo as well. So this is all stuff that we can kind of do next time. And then I was going to prioritize it to this stream, but I wanted to do some of this other stuff first. The John exclusive Stranger mission is a thing. I've been given a precise location. It's right... I say I've been given a precise location and watch now. I can't remember where the hell it is. I think it's here. It's right either here or here, but it's right at an intersection around the Upper Montana River. I think it's here. So the John exclusive Stranger mission, I'll hopefully do a next video as well. Beyond that, those couple of things, we can probably start back with the story. The only other thing is, you know, I did the 5-finger fillet a couple videos ago, so I thought of maybe going to Blackwater and hitting up the blackjack table or something like that, and just doing something like that different for a change. Or we saw that the Ties That Bind is now finally offering to continue for us here in the epilogue, so that's another set of Stranger mission that optionally we can do as well. But there are definitely still some things for us to take care of here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I'm going to have for you in this one. Completing some of these Stranger missions now should just add to our overall completion on the game. I'm interested to see how high we can push it here. We're at 84.5 now after doing American Dreams, so not bad. So we got a treasure map, the John exclusive Stranger mission, and some other odds and ends to potentially look at doing next time. And then if all goes well, we can jump back into the story. I'll see you then.